I turned 77 yesterday, and I need you to feel the weight of that before I say anything else. 77 years. That's not a number you throw around lightly. That's not a birthday with balloons and noise. That's a number that echoes. It echoes with hospital visits, with funerals attended, with dreams chased and dreams buried. It echoes with mistakes you can't undo and chances you can't get back. And if you're sitting there thinking you've got time, that you'll figure it out later, that life will wait for you to get serious, I need you to understand something right now. Life does not wait. Time does not slow down because you are confused. The clock does not care about your excuses. I'm standing at the far end of the road, looking back at the mountain I climbed, and I'm telling you the view is beautiful, but it's also brutal, because you can see every detour, every wasted year, every moment you said tomorrow and meant never. When I was 25, I thought 77 was ancient. I thought people my age had everything figured out, that they were different, stronger, wiser by default. But wisdom is not automatic. Age does not make you smart. Time does not automatically make you successful. Time simply reveals what you did with it. And most people waste it like it's an endless resource. They scroll, they complain, they wait, they blame. They treat their days like rehearsal instead of the real performance. But this is not a rehearsal. This is it. I wish someone had grabbed me when I was young, shaken me hard enough to rattle my bones, and told me the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. There is no cavalry. There is no secret rescue plan. No government program will fix your discipline. No boss will magically discover your hidden talent while you're coasting. No friend will build your dream for you. If your life is a mess, it is your mess. And that sounds harsh, I know. It sounds cruel. But it is the most liberating truth you will ever hear. Because if it's your mess, it's also your power. If it's your responsibility, it's also within your control. I used to blame everything. I blamed the economy when I struggled financially. I blamed my boss when I didn't get promoted. I blamed my circumstances when I felt stuck. And every time I blamed something outside of me, I gave away my power. Blame is comfortable. Blame lets you sleep at night. Responsibility keeps you awake. Responsibility forces you to look in the mirror and say, what could I have done differently? That question is painful. It strips you of excuses. But it builds you. It sharpens you. It turns you into someone dangerous in the best way. There were years when I felt like life was happening to me. I felt like a victim of timing, of bad luck, of other people's decisions. Then one day, after a failure that left me flat on my back financially and emotionally, I realized something. I couldn't control what happened, but I could control what I did next. That moment changed everything, because life is not about what hits you. Life is about how you respond when you get hit. Do you stay down? Do you complain? Do you wait for sympathy? Or do you get up bleeding, embarrassed, and try again? I've been knocked down more times than I can count. Businesses that failed, opportunities that slipped through my fingers. Relationships that fractured because I was too stubborn, too proud, too distracted. I've sat in rooms staring at bills I didn't know how to pay. I've walked into job interviews with confidence and walked out rejected. I've looked at myself in the mirror and not liked the man staring back at me. And in those moments, the easy thing was to say, this is unfair. The hard thing was to say, what can I learn? How do I grow? Growth is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Consistency is boring. Nobody claps for you when you wake up early. Nobody hands you a trophy for saying no to junk food. Nobody celebrates you for studying when you'd rather be entertained. But those quiet decisions, the ones no one sees, are the ones that build a life. Success is not built in the spotlight. It's built in the dark, when you choose to do the work anyway. You think motivation is the key? It's not. Motivation fades. I've woken up thousands of mornings without motivation. Discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears. Discipline is choosing to move when you feel tired. Discipline is sticking to the plan when no one is watching. Discipline is keeping promises to yourself. And every time you break a promise to yourself, you chip away at your own confidence. You tell your mind that your word means nothing. But every time you keep a promise, no matter how small, you strengthen your identity. You become someone who does what he says he will do. Let me tell you about regret. Regret is heavy. It sits on your chest at night. It whispers in your ear when you look at old photographs. It shows up when you see your children grown and realize you missed moments you can never replay. I worked long hours for decades, 60-hour weeks. I told myself it was for my family. I told myself providing money was enough. I bought gifts, paid for schools, made sure there was food on the table. But I missed dinners. I missed games. I missed conversations that would have told me who my children were becoming. And now at 77, I would trade every overtime paycheck to sit at one more dinner table with them as kids. Success without balance is hollow. What good is climbing to the top if you climb alone? What good is money if you have no one to share it with? I've seen men build empires and lose their families. I've seen men chase status and lose their health. And when you lose your health, you understand something brutally clear. Your body is not a rental car. You don't get a replacement when you run it into the ground. When I was young, I abused my body. Late nights, bad food, stress. I thought I was invincible. Now my knees ache when it rains. My back stiffens every morning. There are days when tying my shoes reminds me that time is undefeated. And I would give anything to feel 25 again for just 1 hour. Health is silent wealth. You don't see its value until it's gone, and once it's gone, no amount of money can fully buy it back. You want success? Take care of your body. Move it, feed it well, rest it, because your mind lives inside that body. Your dreams live inside that body. And if you neglect it, you're sabotaging everything else. I've also learned this. Time is a paradox. It feels long when you're struggling and short when you look back. In your 20s, you think you have forever. In your 30s, you're busy proving yourself. In your 40s, you're buried in responsibility. In your 50s, you start to notice the clock ticking louder. And in your 70s, you wonder how it all passed so quickly. The days are long, but the years are short. Stop saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow is a lie. We tell ourselves to feel better about inaction. I said it for years. I'll start saving tomorrow. I'll start exercising tomorrow. I'll start the business next year. And tomorrow turned into next month, which turned into next year, which turned into a decade. And one day you wake up and realize you postponed your own potential. There is no perfect time. There is only now. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have all the answers. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's action in spite of fear. I was terrified when I started my first business. I was terrified when I switched careers. I was terrified when I made decisions that others questioned. But every time I moved forward anyway, I grew. Self-belief is not something you're born with. It's built. It's built through small wins. It's built through overcoming difficulty. It's built by doing hard things repeatedly. You don't wake up confident, you earn confidence. And the fastest way to destroy self-belief is to avoid discomfort. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you shrink. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you expand. I've met men who said at 30 they were too old to change. I've met men at 40 who said their best years were behind them. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. As long as you have breath, you have opportunity. I have seen people reinvent themselves in their 60s. I have seen people find purpose after decades of drifting. Age is not the barrier. Mindset is. But don't misunderstand me. It's never too late, but it's also not infinite. You don't have forever. The clock is always moving. So stop postponing your life. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for applause. Take responsibility. If you want a better body, build it. If you want a better career, pursue it. If you want a better relationship, invest in it. Brick by brick. Day by day. There is no shortcut. There is no secret door. When I look at a picture of myself at 25, I see energy without direction. I see ambition without discipline. I see potential without structure. You have something I didn't have at that age. You have the warning. You have the cheat code. You know how fast time moves. You know what regret feels like before you reach my age. That's a gift. Don't waste it. Struggle will visit you. It will test you. It will expose your weaknesses. But struggle is not your enemy. It is your teacher. The hardest seasons of my life shaped me more than the easy ones. Failure forced me to reflect. Pain forced me to mature. Loss forced me to appreciate what remained. You don't grow in comfort. You grow in adversity. So when life hits you, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, What now? When you fail, don't label yourself a failure. Label it a lesson. When you fall short, don't quit. Adjust, refine, continue. Success is not about never falling. It's about refusing to stay down. At 77, I can tell you this with certainty. The days you feel like quitting are the days that matter most. The mornings you don't want to get up are the mornings that build character. The workouts you want to skip are the ones that strengthen discipline. The conversations you're afraid to have are the ones that deepen relationships. Lean into discomfort. It is shaping you. And above all, believe in your ability to change. You are not fixed. You are not stuck. You are not defined by your past. I made mistakes that could have defined me forever. I hurt people I loved. I failed publicly. I doubted myself deeply, but I chose to keep moving. I chose to grow. And that choice, repeated over decades, built a life I can look back on with pride instead of only regret. One day you will be old. You will sit quietly and look back at the life you lived. You will either smile at the risks you took, the discipline you practiced, the love you gave, and the courage you showed, or you will wonder what could have been. That future is being decided right now in the small choices you're making today. So don't wait until you're 77 to wake up. Don't wait until your body aches to value your health. Don't wait until relationships fade to value presence. Don't wait until opportunity disappears to value action. Start now. Take responsibility now. Build now. Believe now, because the bank is closing, the clock is ticking, and the life you want will only be built by the work you do today.